So you've decided to go with Ultimate Safari. Good choice. Okay, so Ultimate Safari. Here's a little bit of background, and I'm just going to read it. In an unrecorded talk she gave at the University of Witwatersrand in Johannesburg on 1991, Gordimer attributed the inspiration for the story to a visit she made to a camp for Mozambique refugees. The so-called bandits alluded to by the story's main character and narrator are presumably members of Renamo, the Mozambique rebel group that tried for 9 years with the clandestine support of South Africa to overthrow Mozambique's Marxist government. So you're going to see at the very, very beginning of the story, our innocent narrator is talking about the rebels, and that is and bandits, and that's exactly what she is mentioning here. By the time the events of the story take place, liberation movements in countries across Africa had long since swept whites from power, with South Africa being the single exception. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, in an attempt to protect itself and white power structure, the South African government supported the destabilization efforts of rebels in its black-controlled neighboring countries by financing armed insurrections and raids such as the one the narrator describes in the story. So you can see right there that this was actually, South Africa was actually trying to destabilize neighboring countries as well, so that they wouldn't come and help to end apartheid. So it was one more way that South Africa was trying to maintain its power and working very actively to do so. So as far as the countries, so you can see Mozambique is in the map on the right, is on the right here, and then over here is South Africa. So Kruger Park is a safari refuge. A lot of it is surrounded by an electric fence and to keep the animals in so that people can survive out there. But if you think like Lion King, that's kind of what it is. People travel from all over the world to go on safari at Kruger National Park. So if you hear someone going on safari, that's oftentimes where they're going. It's very, very beautiful. There are tons and tons of wild animals there. And so, as our narrator and her family are trying to escape from the bandits from Mozambique, they travel right through this park, which is very, very dangerous. Now, when people go on safari, they are in jeeps and they have guides with guns, but this narrator does not have any of that, so that's something to think about. Also, the second half of the story takes place in refugee camps, and so these are just a couple pictures of refugee camps. The camp that she is in, I couldn't find a picture of it, but it's like a giant tent, and within that tent they each have their own space, their own kind of tent space. So it's not exactly how these look, but I couldn't find one, but at least you kind of have an idea of the mass amounts of people that are there, and that would be the same. So even though they're under one big tent, it's still this mass grouping. Another thing that can help you understand the story a little bit better is to know about elephants. Elephants factor into it, and to think about why Gordimer talks about elephants so much. So these are 6 interesting things about elephants. Number 1, females are the boss in elephant herds. So it's a matriarchal society. They babysit each other's calves. So if someone, a mother calf goes somewhere, the other women will take care of that baby. And they do bond. They have really, really strong connections and strong bonds with one another. They do walk single file like you see in the pictures, which is something that's really interesting. So they kind of follow their head cow, and they just, that's how they move. They traverse together that way. So the bulls, I actually copied this from something else that said guys hang on groups. I thought that was kind of funny, but the bulls are separate. So once a calf kind of hits like what would be puberty in humans, they go off on their own. They don't stay with the herd anymore. And sometimes males will form their own herds, and they'll go join the group of cows and babies to mate, and then they'll kind of go back to their male group, or males can be solitary as well. And then herds can separate. So if you have a herd, it's almost like a family, right? They can separate. They will separate, and they will kind of form different herds and form different areas. So hopefully that'll help you understand when Gordimer starts talking about elephants. That's something that people from South Africa would know. So I just wanted to make sure you had that background information so that it wasn't, you know, kind of odd or surprising when you went through it. They also are going to talk about lions, and I'm just going to show a part of this little clip about lions hunting, which is something that South Africans reading this story would have known, but I want to make sure that you have the context ahead of time. Maybe. Here it comes. It's spinning. And I hope it doesn't echo for you all.
A family of warthogs with young piglets is a gift, not to be missed. The pair crouch low in the grass, edging forward. It's a team effort. The lions run at a top speed of 50 miles per hour, and with a far longer stride than the warthog, they can't fail to catch their meal. The juvenile warthog makes a tasty snack for the lions. Working as a team, up to 50% of group hunts end in a kill. It's usually the females who do most of the hunting. One female weighs as much as 2 fully grown men, so pride is a force to be reckoned with. A buffalo makes for a hefty meal. The lions follow a herd for long distances. Buffalo are dangerous. The lion's tactics are crucial. This is the feline hunter's front line. They move in, encircling the buffalo and split the group. A buffalo is 3 times heavier than a lion and has deadly horns and sharp hooves that can inflict fatal wounds. Some of the lions attack from behind. Others distract the buffalo, keeping those piercing horns and hooves out of reach. 3 topple the buffalo from the rear, while 2 grab the neck and muzzle and start to suffocate.
Okay, so that's where I'm going to pause. I know it gets pretty dark and disturbing after that. You can go watch some more Animal Planet. But think about why Gordimer would have selected lions and who those lions might be in her story, what she might be looking at as a symbol. So thinking back to what you did 2 weeks ago about symbolism, even though you're not going to be asked to do that for this assignment, think about symbolism in this story because there is a lot. I'm really excited to know what you think about it. This was one of the favorites last year. So, all right. Hope you're well and take care. Have a good week. Looking forward to hearing what you think about the Ultimate Safari. Bye.